Hey, okay, so I know it's been a second. Yesterday was Thursday. I get that. I would like to also note that literally like once how I posted a video on Thursday by 8 p.m. But you know what? I'm gonna leave my ADHD for that. You're gonna hear my dog probably slinging around this rope in just a second. Birdie, please. He literally wasn't anywhere near me a second ago, but okay. Anyway, I'm home on my I was gonna say on my break, but I'm done with work for the day. So my dogs will be all up on me, but we're gonna work through that together. Okay. Okay. So first on our list of topics for the day, I don't know if you know this, but it's Friday the 13th. Trick! And it's October, babe. Friday the 13th in October is like next to very few, okay? If it were a full moon today, I'd be losing my ever-loving mind. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. I'd be losing my ever-loving mind, okay? And I would expect wholeheartedly to walk outside under the light of the full moon and have my heroic werewolf hubby fall out of the tree to love me. I would expect that. Nothing less. But it's not. It's not a full moon. That's okay, though. That's all right. And some might say expecting a werewolf to fall out of a tree and fall in love with you on first sight is a little bit overzealous. And to them, I would say they're not thinking big enough. That's what I would say. Okay. But with that, on the topic of like spooky and the fact that it's October, I've been wanting to and meaning to watch Halloween-esque movies this month, 31 Days of Halloween. No, I've gotten like 2 days in, if that, max 2 days in. It happens, okay? And I feel like there's no one to blame here, and we shouldn't be pointing fingers. That's disrespectful. That's rude, But I would like to say one of those days, I've watched two. Well, I've had 2 days of movies, and I can't remember what one of them was. Can't remember. That's okay. But the other one of my days, I had my Twilight movie marathon, which if you don't know, how would you, babe? But I literally love Twilight. I love Twilight. I love it. I watch it regularly. I probably watch every single movie, every other month. Probably more frequently than that. However, I haven't watched for several months because I went to a bargain store, one of the little bin stores, and there they had like Amazon packages, and they were $1. And I was like, you know what? Can you just tell me what's inside this package? I'm probably gonna buy it, but if you could just tell me what's inside of it, that'd be great. They opened it up. Trick if it wasn't Midnight Sun. For $1. Now, let's back up for a second. I want to be so clear. I have literally never been the type of person who needed to watch the movies before read the books before watching the movies. Never been that gal. Wish I was. Not that committed, babe. When it comes out, I'm ready to watch it, period. Let's move on. However, I got the book. I knew it was her, last is such a strong word, but last Twilight book with this specific storyline. So if you don't know, she has other Twilight-esque books or books within the Twilight universe, I guess. One focusing in on a small character who had a very short, it's literally called The Life of Brianna Taylor, the short second life of Brianna Taylor, something like that.
Definitely Brie Tanner.
Focusing on one of the newborns from Eclipse. There is like a retelling of Twilight, but with a role reversal or a gender reversal. I think it's called Life and Death. And then there's like an illustrated version of Twilight. Anyways, all that to say that there are other books out after this, or those might be before, but whatever. It's not, if you look on the back of her books, she like lays them out, I guess, in the order that they could be read, or is suggested that they're read. I don't know. But the final book in her original Twilight series is Midnight Sun. And all Midnight Sun is it's a retelling of the original Twilight book, but in Edward's perspective. Trick! when I found out that I didn't need to watch, well, I keep saying watch, y'all. Bear with me. I'm a movie girly, okay? But when I found out I didn't need to read all the books in order to read Midnight Sun, open up the book. I told myself that day, and mind you, this was like June, told myself that day that I was not watching my movies until I finished reading all the books. No. Y'all, what am I even talking about? I'm not watching any of the movies until I finish reading Midnight Sun. Y'all, I'm confusing myself. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Birdie's like trying to get this toy that I put behind me because it has a squeaker in it, and you probably heard it at the beginning of this, where he's like sitting there squeaking it. So I put it behind me because he put it on my lap. So anyway, back up. There's too much going on. Birdie, can you please get back? Thank you. So yeah, I told myself I wanted to finish reading Midnight Sun before I watched all the books. Y'all pray for me before I watch all the movies again. And in the process of me trying to start this book, first off, I love it. I love Midnight Sun, but I will say it takes you a few hundred pages to really get in the flow of things, okay? To really find your good cadence, steady cadence, okay? And I say a few hundred because this is like a 750-page book. That's dramatic. Probably like 724, 9, something like that. Without the little epilogue, okay? But I would probably say the first 300 pages, I was like, you're tiptoeing your way in, basically, for the first 300 pages. The rest of it, it's moving. We're moving and we're moving. We're full tilt as fast as we can go, okay? Again, that said, I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed the context that I got. As you know, like, Edward can read minds, or as you may know, you may not know, I don't know. But Edward can read minds. And he also has been alive for over 100 years, okay? So it kind of like, you get so much more context in Midnight Sun than I can imagine you get in any of the other books, because you have a greater understanding of the other, like, his family's abilities, especially Jasper. What I will say, as somebody who just watched the movies and never read the books, the movies, I think, or at least the first movie, the Twilight movie, kind of downplayed Jasper's abilities, and even more so, I'll say, his contribution to some of the events that happened in the first book, specifically the meeting of Bella, as well as the, I guess, interaction that the family had, or the Cullen family had, with these 3 stranger vampires who came in during their baseball game. I'm going to stop talking about Twilight because I'm planning on doing a separate video just to talk about the book. But anyways, let's move forward. Okay. Yeah, so I finished reading that. I actually told myself that, I could think, honestly, the Friday before last Friday, one of them, it might have been last Friday. Anyways, I was going to watch all of the movies. But in order to do that, I had to finish my book, okay? Because I really wanted to be able to finish reading Midnight Sun, get all of Edward's perspective on the original Twilight book, or I guess, like, throughout the original Twilight book, and then watch Twilight. And as much as I wanted to watch all the other movies, I really felt the urge to watch Twilight first and then the rest. Obviously, it's a sequential film series, so I couldn't just skip past it and watch the other ones, even though I wasn't done with Midnight Sun. You know what I mean? Okay, full circle. We're getting somewhere, y'all. I swear. So bringing ourselves all the way back around, I worked my way through, finished reading Midnight Sun, and when I'm telling you, I was throwing back 100 pages a day. Like, I mean that. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 100 pages a day, babe. It was moving. Okay? And I was glued. It was phenomenal. I enjoyed the epilogue. I will say I'm not... Stop it! I literally said I was going to do a separate video on this, y'all. Back up, or, like, podcast. Back up. Stop prying. Jeez, you are nosy. you're nosy, and you're pushy. Calm down, babe. If you want to hear about my Twilight escapades, we can do that another time. Okay, so I watched all the Twilight movies. I had myself a little movie night snack pack. I had popcorn. I braided my hair. I put little beads in it. Very much healing up my childhood self, my inner child. It was great. I then, that was it, babe. That was it. I don't know what I was gonna say. I then did what? I then proceeded to not watch any more freaking movies. Exactly. I made a list too. I was like, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to watch Halloweentown. The next day I'm watching Halloweentown 2. Eventually I'm going to throw the Sanderson sisters in there because, I love them. Okay. I had the plan in motion. Didn't follow through. Oh, that's okay. Anyways. So we're moving on from that topic. I'm done with it. It's already been over 10 minutes, and Birdie's trying to get his toy again. So let's move on. He's bored with it. You keep trying to pry and get more Twilight content out of me. Babe, wait. Hold your horses. Hold your werewolves. Hold your vampires. Hold whatever you need to hold because you're prying. Anyways. Okay, moving on from that. Sidestep. I am feeling so inspired lately. So inspired in so many ways. One, me and my bestie, we've been doing our walks every day. We've been on that train. We've been doing that. Okay. We were actually doing it for like ever ago. We were steadily hitting our walks, getting our Dunkins, having a good time. And then obviously I moved away. Traitor, my bad. I moved back and we're back in the swing of things. We're doing our walks. We're going to Dunkies. We're adding in some new elements, including our devotional journal. Y'all cannot recommend enough the 100 Days to Believing Bigger devotional journal. It's phenomenal. But we've been working through that. We are, I think we're on day, I don't even want to lie to y'all. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe 17, 18. Anyways, so we're steaming through and we're having a good time doing it. We're getting challenged in a lot of ways. It's phenomenal. So I've been feeling inspired in that aspect of just getting closer to God. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when I get to my next topic of Sabbath. But in addition to feeling inspired in my faith, I'm also feeling inspired creatively in my writing, which sounds ridiculous because, babe, me write what? Okay. That being said, I did used to really enjoy writing poems, whether they be silly, goofy, for nothing poems, or they be for myself, just really diving in and writing out how I feel. I enjoyed that. When I do Sabbath, and again, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but when I do Sabbath, I usually write in my journal, and I've been enjoying that and taking some time reflecting with God. But even more so on a personal level, writing just something that is interesting to me that I feel like I would like to read at my current stage in life, based on my interests. Is anybody ever going to see this? Babe, I can't tell you. I have no idea. I have no idea if I'm ever going to let anybody see this. I do know I have one coworker that I really value his opinion. I value the opinions of a lot of my coworkers, but I really value his opinion, and I would maybe let him see some of this. I'm actually really excited to show him some of this, actually, just to get his perspective. But is this going to be something that I show many people? I don't know. Besides him and my bestie, I don't know if anybody's ever going to see this. But in that, I've just kind of channeled all this angst that I thought was supposed to expire after I was no longer a teenager. They call it teenage angst, baby. It's still here. I'm still angsty. Okay. Channeling all this angst, I guess you could call it, into writing. And I've been working on this project, and I've kind of just been I've said full tilt 14 times. Take a shot every time you hear it. Run it back to the beginning. Re-listen. Take a shot every time you hear angst. Full tilt. Anything of that nature. Okay. But yeah, so I've been doing some writing. I've been letting out all my angst in this writing, and really kind of rewriting my life as if I could like live out my high school fantasy romance dreams, but as a 27, I almost said 20 something. Babe, let's stop lying to ourselves. I'm 27. Oh, that cut like a knife, a butter knife, but it cut like a knife. Yeah, like I'm 27. So like kind of rewriting my life or my current life forward. As if I could like live out those high school fantasy romance dreams in my current time, you know? So that's been a lot of fun. I've been playing around with it and really enjoying it. And it kind of just feels so natural. It almost feels like journaling. I'm so bad at journaling, y'all. I really wish I wasn't bad at journaling. But I am. I want to be good at journaling. Sometimes I do good, sometimes a lot of times I do bad. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just cannot get myself to fully lock in and just do. You know what I mean? By that I just mean that I'll like, unless I have some extreme structure, I can't just open up a book. Especially on the creative side, if I were to journal, I want it to be as creative as possible. And so like I've tried those like super I guess like popular journaling techniques, whether you're doing your drawing and journaling or you're using like stickers or you're taping down dried flowers or whatever. I tried it and I just never stick with it. But this feels kind of like journaling. I'm kind of like letting out everything while also kind of allowing myself to feel or to, I guess, fulfill things that I don't necessarily feel are tangible. Y'all, words are hard right now. But yeah, I'm just kind of giving myself things that I haven't been giving myself and wish I had, if that makes sense. Probably not, but whatever. You get the gist or you don't. Either way, I've been doing some creative writing. I've really been enjoying it. I might, like, if I start feeling confident in it and I keep going on this like steady path, I might share some of that with you guys in the future, but let's not hold our breath. Okay, that's dramatic. That is dramatic as hell. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, getting back onto the topic of Sabbath, I need to get intentional. So my Sabbath usually goes from Friday night to Saturday morning. And while I've still been practicing or like observing the thought of Sabbath, I haven't been practicing it actively as I should. So the week before last, so not this past Friday, but the Friday before that, I did like my normal Sabbath shower routine. And that was like about all I did for Sabbath. So usually with Sabbath for me, I start with a good deep shower. I take my time, I pray, talk to God. I mean, I don't do anything extra per se, but I use this as an opportunity to just kind of like be still and only be talking to God. I guess like just cleansing myself and talking to God, and that's how I like to enter Sabbath. And with this clean mind, body, and soul kind of vibe, you know? So the week before last, I took my shower, and that was literally about it. I didn't light my candles. Not that you have to, but I didn't light my candles. I didn't journal. I wrote down the date, and that was probably about it, okay? Last Friday, you know what? I did watch Twilight the Friday before last. But no, last Friday. Y'all, anyways, last Friday, it was last Friday. Last Friday I did a fast. So my Sabbath, if I could, if I wasn't working Friday evening or Saturday morning, my intention would be to go from 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. Friday night or Friday afternoon to 12 p.m. Saturday noon. That would be my intention. So what I did was I chose to fast from 5 p.m. to 12 p.m. and I cut out everything except for water. And I think I maybe put some flavor in my water, but other than that, that was absolutely it. And it was last Friday because I was also watching my Twilight marathon. And my sister brought me candy, and I had to be strong and put it in my bag and save it for the next day. As if that's like the greatest sacrifice in the world. But yeah, like I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a really good way of kind of like being intentional in regards to actively thinking about how, in a small way, I can sacrifice for God, you know? Not that I'm sitting here saying that you should abstain from food, you know, but just that it made it feel a little bit more real. And I really enjoyed that. Now, if I could somehow get myself to, you know, apply that then to, I guess, the rest of my normal Sabbath actions, that'd be nice. Like, okay, so that came out really weird. Y'all, I'm just saying words. We know this. I'm just saying words. If they come out and they make sense, phenomenal. Will they? I can't promise you anything. Okay, babe? Okay, so anyway, it's Friday night. Friday the 13th. Spooky. Sabbath, Oppie. I worked a morning shift, so I was done at 2 o'clock. Phenomenal. My little brother has a football game tonight, homecoming. We're going to go and enjoy it. But I'm still planning on starting my Sabbath at 5. So I'm leaving for his football game probably about like 6-ish. I would love to start my Sabbath with a shower, but I think I really want to wait until after his football game. I don't know though. I'm still deciding. Because I know I'm going to be like, I don't know if I'm going to be sweaty or what, but I want to start it clean, but I also want to be able to hop in my bed and feel clean, you know? Anyways, so, starting at 5, I'm going to begin my fast. Again, I really enjoyed that, and I thought it did a lot for me. It made me think. Every time I went to, like, think, oh, I want something to eat, I had to think about, like, wait a minute, I'm fasting, and think about why I was fasting, and that did a lot for me, I think. I do want to journal. I'm not working tomorrow, so I'm going to be able to do my normal 5 p.m. to 12 p.m. So I do want to make sure I take some of that time to journal. And, you know, reflect. When I get home from my little brother's football game, I really want to be able to shower. But with that being said, like, I wanted to save it for after the game. But with that being said, like, the last time I didn't get home till like midnight. It's a little late. I was really tired. So I don't know. Either way, I'm going to shower either before the game or after the game. So we're going to find out. But yeah, so I'm going to fast. I'm going to go to my brother's game. I'm going to just enjoy some time with family, get to see my sisters, and obviously my brother. And when I get home, I'm going to try to do a little bit of journaling before I go to bed. That's my goal. And then I also want to finish up in the morning. That's what I typically do. I usually journal until I feel like I'm like about to kick it. And then I go to bed. And then when I wake up, I finish my journal and my reflection with like a clear head. And that's been really enjoyable. I also want to get some of my Halloween movies going in the morning. I think that's going to be really nice. I really do also need to listen to the podcast from church last week because I missed it. And apparently it was phenomenal, but I had to work. Okay, I'm rambling. So sorry. Birdie's fighting for this toy. I'm going to get up and give him his toy. Because I've been a very mean mommy by withdrawing him from it. I don't know if that's the right word. Y'all should know at this point that I just use words. Are they the right word? Who knows? We're just making it day by day. Do y'all hear the squeaker? Okay, he stopped. But, you know what I mean? Anyways, also, just question. I found patches. So, y'all, I cannot express how random this is. This is not on my list of topics for today. It's just a random moment that we're going to enjoy together. Okay. So my brother's, thank you, Birdie. Thank you. My brother's number is 11. So I picked up some 1 patches. Okay. White and blue, or white and navy, whatever. Same vibe. And I'm going to put them on a hoodie I have with his school's mascot on it. Okay, great. But I got 2 of each. I got 2 white and 2 navy. What I was thinking about doing is putting 1 white and 1 navy on the tie-dye hoodie that I have that has his mascot on it. And then I was thinking about putting one white, one... Okay, navy's not the right word. It's more like a royal blue that I'm looking at it, but whatever. And I was thinking about putting one white, one blue on a black sweatshirt that I have that I really enjoy and just ironing it on and leaving it without a mascot. But would that look dumb? Would that look stupid? Would that look stupid? I need answers. I need them now. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to be at the game by the time this is posted, but you know the vibes. Like, let me know. Let me know. Cool. I'm going to post a video, possibly, like a book club video. I've been reading the original first Twilight book. So I might post a video, or, well, it might be like an actual video, or it could just be a podcast. I don't know. Y'all, literally, I'm just making it up as I go. And I hadn't even posted consistently for one, let alone on Thursdays for two. So, you know, let's just take everything I say with a grain of salt. We're going to take it with the tiniest grain of salt. But anyway, if you want to see it, if you want to hear it, let me know. That's all. So, happy Friday the 13th, witches! Go out there and find you a supernatural boo. You know, find your supernatural boo. If you're, you know, religious, for whatever religion you might be a part of, you know, maybe help him see the light, okay? If you're not, then, you know that like scene in Twilight where they're walking into the school from the car and everybody's looking at them? I'm talking about like the movie specifically. You know, the book, it says it differently, but whatever. In the movie, and Edward like wraps his arms around Bella or holds her hand or something like that, and he keeps walking, and she's like, oh, everybody's staring at us, and he was like, oh, you know, I'm doing whatever I want since I'm going to hell. You know, okay, so all I have to say, if you're not religious, then you know, do whatever you want. Since you're not going anywhere. I don't know, like, if you don't believe in hell, you know what I mean? But like, if you are religious, then you know. Anyways, okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to have subjected you all to that, but have the best evening, day, week, whatever, and maybe I'll see y'all next week. Maybe on time. Probably not. You know what? Nobody get their hopes up. Okay? Unless I literally record this video. I keep saying video. I'm not going to post these as videos, y'all. I don't know how to express that enough. But unless I record these, like this next week's podcast, and then the chapters 1 through 5 book club vibe, like this weekend, I don't know if it's going to get done. But I'm going to try. I believe in myself. I believe in us. And I think, you know, one way or the other, we're going to do it. I'm also, like, almost through my first chapter that I've just been, like, thank you, Birdie. I'm almost through the first chapter I've been twiddling with of my own little creative project. And if I get done with it and I'm happily tiptoeing into chapter 2 and I choose to send this over to my friend and he's like, oh, it's great, maybe I'll share some of that with you. Or he gives me some constructive criticism and I'm able to work with it. And then he's like, yeah, this is great. After I do that, then maybe I'll, you know what, y'all, shut up. I'm done. I'm not going to keep saying anything else. I'm not going to keep promising or, like, waving a piece of fruit in front of your face when you're starving over here. So, I don't know. We're going to see. Anyway, love you. Bye.